I don't know if you guys saw this. I know this is probably not you guys' necessarily your thing. Justin Bieber performed for the first time at Coachella yesterday, and it was very, very polarizing. People either loved what they saw or they hated it. He came out ironically dressed like Kanye. It was a lot of like the big oversized sweatshirt. They had the lights black and white, very much like Kanye's current little tour he's on right now. He played a lot of or sang a lot of his new music. There wasn't like a lot of production, like background dancer stuff like that. It was really just him and the mic. Had a few guests come out. He had Thames, WizKid, Kid Leroy.
Ooh, okay.
All came out.
Tim's.
It was no that song when he did that. I forgot the name of it, but with what is it? Essence with Thames and WizKid, fantastic. And Thames, dog, I just want to give Thames her flowers real quickly. Every song that Thames is in, she's always a feature, and it's her song. Like her voice is so incredible. Like hey, don't even bring the rest of this. Hey, just let Thames sing a little bit longer. I don't know if you guys feel like that.
No, I mean like Tim's Free Mind, that's by far my favorite song. Like anytime I hear that song, just bodies it, man.
Yeah. Kyle, Mr. Trying to get some motion, you don't even know who Thames are. Oh God. We need to keep a little board like in
No,
the back.
we don't. No,
when
we
I
don't.
move, when I move,
No, we do not.
We're
We
putting
do
the
not
Kyle
need
motion.
that. We do not need that. Nope.
We're gonna
Nope,
have up
I
in the
will
back.
lose so fast, bro.
It's
I'll
gonna be
lose so-
0 days since Kyle lost motion.
bro. I mean, not knowing an artist. I mean, whatever, bro. Yeah, I'm either gonna be sitting here like half out of the loop on stuff, or I'm gonna end up like wearing a do rag in 2 weeks. So you gotta pick one.
Kyle's gonna pop in and be like, "Okay, name 5 Kid Rock songs."
yeah.
That's a good idea, though.
So this Bieber thing, he sang a lot of his newer music, which is not as popular as his older stuff, obviously. And then I think someone calculated in like the hour performance, he sat down in like a chair on stage with a MacBook and just got on YouTube and found he was streaming it on Twitch as well. I'm not sure if he was actually going based off what the chat said or if he was if it was supposed to look like that. But he would just go through and find some of his old songs and click on them and just sing like, like 45 seconds of the song or 30 seconds of the song or something. And people that were old Bieber fans loved it, and other people thought it was just like a very much lack of effort and performance put into it. Me watching it last night, I was with some friends that wanted to see it, obviously. And so I was watching like, damn, I didn't realize like I know Toph, you're a little bit older than like Kyle and me, but Kyle and I basically like grew up at the same time as Justin Bieber. Like we were in middle school while he was in middle school making music, and then getting older, watching that go from like early like Baby stuff like that to then like his collaboration with Skrillex and Diplo, and it's like he really has progressed so far, and I had such a nostalgic appreciation for a guy that used to be like just like a girl artist, you know what I mean? But it was really cool to see how far that was. But I guess my question to you guys is, and I'm not sure if you've seen enough of it to even have an opinion, but like something like that, do you find that cool? Like a cool ode to the past of like, this was his first time at Coachella. So it's like we paid tribute back to the very first video I put on YouTube back before there was influencers and I got discovered. And we're going to go on that whole journey back as a full circle moment now, 20 years later. Or is it like, all right, you should probably get some backup singers and put on a show? Do you guys have an opinion on that either way?
This is tough. So to me, I think I respect the artist that is like, no, I'm giving them something brand new every time, every time, and this being the biggest show, it needs to be the best I've ever done and new and this and that. I also I get when you're at a show that big, you also know that so many people are there because of your tags, because of boyfriend, because of baby, because of all that stuff, right? So yeah, like you also want to like pay tribute to those fans that have kind of been around for that long, that kind of those songs that you wrote when you were 13, 14 that like were just blasting through their freaking boom boxes or their CD players, yeah, you want to kind of pay tribute to those fans that have stuck around for this long. And maybe they've taken a step back, but they still know a lot of your music. I think like I don't know. He caught a little bit of flack in the comedy community. I don't know about like nationally, but Gabriel Iglesias, when he sold out Dodger Stadium, the last like 20 to 30 minutes of his special, and it was cool because like the lights were supposed to be on and like everybody was supposed to be dipping, and he just kept going with like old bits. Like he did the old donut bit with the cop pulling him over, and he's like, what, like, why'd you pull? Well, you know why I pulled you over? He's like, because you could smell him, and like that kind of you know, he hit all those like old bits. And yeah, to me, I was kind of like, okay, I would have loved to have seen a full hour of like fresh fluffy comedy, but it was also kind of awesome that it's like, dude, you just got to the biggest possible stage that you could get to. Like, you're from LA, you're playing in Dodger Stadium, um, in front of sold out crowd. Like, give the crowd what they want, you know. So yeah, it's tough for me. I think either way he would have handled it would have been the right way. I don't understand why people get so worked up about it.
Toph, you have any thoughts on that? Or I know that's not
Yeah.
really your artist, but
No, I mean, I remember, Kyle said, you got Baby, I'll Never Say Never, Boyfriend, like,
Mm-hmm.
like the dude was, uber talented, as a young jit. So, like I said, I remember Good and Well, The Believers, all of that stuff. So I caught the tail end of it, but I remember that thing good and well. I think it's kind of cool for like an artist that, from kind of seeing where he started, his evolution, when it comes to music, so you say like old stuff, of course you're going to have, new fans. They grow up, sometimes they phase out of your music, and but I think it's pretty cool for him just kind of going back to like his roots, where it all started. So like I said, music, it's not for everybody. Not there's not one single artist. Well, there might be some in the world, but like I said, you're gonna have your haters and the people that rock with you. This is how it is. But I think it's pretty cool him going back to his roots.
I think that something that a lot of the criticism came out about, people feel that there's a difference in the standard held between male performers and female performers, of like women like Beyonce, Taylor Swift, always like go out and put on like a crazy show, whereas you get like an Ed Sheeran to show up in some bullshit and a mic. And so that's been kind of going for a while. And then people compared it a lot to like Sabrina Carpenter performed the day before, and she had so much production. People were saying that she treated it like the Super Bowl.
Mm.
Almost that she did too much. And then the next day, Bieber comes out and doesn't do very much performatively. But I think for me, I think it has to do with your vocal talent. Like, I would pull up and watch Adele sit on stage on a bar stool and a mic and just sing without anything else. I would love to see that. I've also
Absolutely.
seen like Halsey before live, who had a lot of production with hers. So I think that like if you have the talent to like Teddy Swim, Sam Smith, they could just sit there and just sing, and I would be cool with it. I don't think
Yeah,
that you
they don't
necessarily
even.
need the production. But the
Mm-hmm.
other thing with Justin Bieber too is like he's at this point like a legacy artist. Like, he did
Yeah,
all the pop stuff with the production 15 years ago. Like, he's been done that already. Just because he's at Coachella now, it's not necessarily he's going to switch up what he's doing currently. But
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's so like, how do you be mad at a guy who's created hits for 30 years, like going back and kind of, I don't know, like playing them and paying it back to his true fans, man, like the OGs. And yeah.
and I think
Now,
I've always thought too, because like I'm a person that goes to a lot of festivals and concerts. When I'm at like your concert, it's usually like your album concert. So I want to see your album stuff. If I see you at a festival, especially like DJs and stuff too, I want to see the hits.
Yes, 100%.
now, really, I got a question for you. Since you are like the festival person, like
Yeah,
in terms of like an event like Lollapalooza, Coachella, when you got like a vast amount of artists, like how much time do they like usually have to like for their set
it
compared to
depends.
like you have like your own like concerts? I mean, mainly just you.
It really depends on everything circumstantial. So like, if you were to take like a Taylor Swift like Eras tour, or take like an Millennium, who's the EDM DJ, Eras tour, and then this I forgot the name of Millennium's thing. Oh, that's gonna drive me crazy. But basically, some of those are like hours long performances, where it's like we're gonna
Okay.
take you back from the beginning all the way to where we are now, and so that'll be hours and hours. Then like in Chicago, if I just go catch like a regular like EDM like concert, there'll be like three openers. They usually get like 45 minutes, and then the main person might have an hour to an hour and a half.
Okay.
I
At
feel like
festivals,
go ahead, yeah, go
I was just
ahead.
gonna say at festivals, it's usually about an hour 45 minutes to an hour each, and then the headliner may get some extra time depending on what festival it is.
Yep,
Okay.
that's exactly what I was
Like I
about
said,
to
my
add
boy
to it.
might have enough time to, pull a whole, run back to, the glory days. And he's got to, get his time in, get out.
Yeah.
I know he had that long.